Oh, hey there. Hey there, welcome back to another video. Today behind me I have two Silverados, one 1500, one 2500. These are both the LT trim, which sits in the middle of the trim lineup and is one of the most popular trim levels in both of these two trucks behind me. Now, as I've started to create some content with the refreshed 2024 heavy duties, I've come to realize that the pricing between these two is closer than it seems to be in the past. Now, I can't verify that 100%, but it just seems like these two trucks overall compete in the same pricing arena if you're getting the gas heavy duty versus that of the regular gas 1500 series trucks. But as a whole, I just want to take a deep dive into these two lineups, see what's similar, see what's different, and take a look at the pricing between these two, because again, it is extremely close. So this isn't going to be a video saying one is better than the other, because obviously they have two different buyers in mind. However, there might be some people out there that will cross shop these two because they are at or near the max payload or towing capacities of the half-ton trucks. Or heck, maybe you just want the larger pickup out of the two. I don't know. Leave your comments down below and let me know what your reasons are. So as far as the specifics go for this comparison, I'll be using both the 2024 model year vehicles, both the 1500 as well as the 2500, because obviously the 2500s are already at dealership lots ready for purchase. And in terms of the 2024 1500 series trucks, Chevy isn't making any changes that are meaningful to this comparison. We don't know exact pricing yet, so I will be using the 2023 pricing for this video and the 2024 heavy duty pricing. But in terms of features and options, they're going to be equal between the two, as there's really no changes to the LT trim in specific for 2024 here on the half-ton trucks. And in terms of the exact configuration of the trucks, I'll be using one of the most popular that I believe is out there, and that is the crew cab short box for both these trims, four-wheel drive. So as we know, with the Silverado 1500 series lineup, the 2.7 liter turbocharged four-cylinder is the new standard engine up to the LT Trail Boss trim level, where then the 5.3 liter V8 takes over and becomes the standard entry-level engine. However, that V8 is available in the lesser trucks, including the Work Truck Custom and the LT, if you'd like to pay an additional charge. Now, when we take a look at the 2500 series trucks, this comes with two engine options, and that is the 6.6 liter gas engine as well as the 6.6 liter turbo diesel option. Now, because the turbo diesel is a $9,500 option on just about every trim level, I won't be discussing that in the heavy duties because it prices out this comparison, and it really doesn't make sense at that point because the turbo diesel is just a totally different engine, tows a lot more than that of the standard gas, and overall kind of makes this a mute comparison given the price points are very different. So the Silverado 1500 with the 2.7 liter turbo four-cylinder starts out at $54,045 including destination, and if you do option that 5.2 liter V8, it starts out at $57,140. Now, taking a look at the 2500 with the 6.6 liter gas, this starts out $55,895. So as you can tell, there's really not a big price difference between these two. Now, with that price point in mind, there are a few caveats I want to mention with the 2500, because you do have to option a few additional or one main option group to make it equivalent to that of the 1500 series truck in its base LT form, as that equipment is going to be standard on the 1500, where it is optional as part of that convenience group here on the 2500. Now, take a look at those standard features and options here on the half-ton trucks. You get things like Chevy Safety Assist, which includes the automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, the follow distance indicator, and high beam assist, among a few other items as well. Some of the luxury or creature comforts on the inside do include the dual zone automatic climate control, the 10-way power driver seat with power lumbar, heated front seats with heated steering wheel, leather wrapped steering wheel, tilt telescopic steering column, 120 volt outlet in the bed as well as the interior cabin space, the USB charge ports in the back, the rear window defrost, keyless open and start, remote start, and the theft alarm that is also nice to have to deter some thieves out there. But as a whole, there's a lot of nice equipment here standard on the half-ton trucks that you do have to option the convenience group to get here on the 2500s. Now, a couple of mechanical items to mention that are not standard with the 2.7 liter turbo that are standard with the 5.3 liter V8 are going to be the engine oil cooler, the transmission cooler, and the 2-speed transfer case, because you do have to option the Z71 package, which is only available with the 5.3 liter on the half-ton trucks. So those are not included with the 2.7 four-cylinder turbo. So when we move over to the 2500, to get that standard equipment that is found on this truck, you do have to option the convenience package, the heat package, as well as the remote start package. Just those three options really make this identical or as close as possible to this truck over here, which does bring the MSRP up just a few $1,000s to $58,030, including destination. Now, the only features and options that I found are going to be different between these two trucks after you do equip these as close as possible using either engine option is going to be, of course, those engine and transmission coolers. If you get the 4-cylinder over here on this truck, you get the 2-speed transfer case that is standard on the 2500. Again, not available with the 4-cylinder engine option over here. You get a standard trailer brake controller on the 2500s. That is going to be optional, I believe, only available with the 5.3-liter V8 over here. And the 2500 does not come with the LED projector headlights on the LT unless you get one of the appearance packages like the Midnight Special Edition or the Z71 appearance packages, which again is not part of the pricing that I provided. That does come standard on this LT half-ton over here. However, you do get LED fog lights. As you can see, this one does have it. That is actually not available at all with the LT trim on the half-ton truck. So outside of that, the options and features are going to be the same again between the two. And as we know, for 2024, this did get the updated interior design with the new dash layout, the new gauge cluster, and stuff like that, which again makes it a really equal comparison. So now that we know most of the features and options are going to be the same, now let's take a look at some of the other considerations, which include the towing, payload, as well as the fuel economy, and of course the driving dynamics. So now taking a look at some of the towing numbers between these two trucks, the 1500 on the right is going to tow about 9,300 pounds via the bumper pull between both engine options, unless you get the 5.3-liter V8 with the max tow package, which I'm not including in this video. So you have about 9,300 pounds of towing capacity with about 16 to 1,800 pounds of payload, depending on how the truck is equipped. But as a whole, it's going to be roughly half of the payload capacity of that of the heavy duty or the standard 2500. So moving over to the heavy duty truck, you're going to have substantially more towing capacity, which is going to be around 14,000 pounds, maybe just a little bit more via the bumper pull. But when you use the gooseneck or the fifth wheel, that's going to be substantially higher at upwards of 18,000 pounds with the gas 6.6-liter engine option. And when you take a look at the payload figures, this is also going to be roughly double that of the half-ton trucks at right around 3,500 to 3,600 pounds worth of payload. So even if you don't plan on using all of the capabilities of that of the heavy duty trucks, even if you plan to tow near the maximum capacity, say over 10,000 pounds with the half ton, it's just going to be a more comfortable tow in that of these heavy duty trucks, given it's well within the capabilities, well under the max limits. Where over here on this truck at 12,000 pounds, you are pushing the limits of the max tow package, which not to say the truck can't handle it per se, but it is just going to stress it a little bit more than this truck over here where it's well under its capabilities. Now, in addition to towing, another consideration might be MPG. Well, who am I kidding? I guess I've gotten a lot of comments that say truck owners don't care any at all about the MPG figures. So I guess just know that this one over here would probably get better MPG than that one over there. So I guess that's really all you guys need to know. But in all seriousness, the last big consideration I can think of is going to be the driving dynamics as well as the physical size and dimensions of these two trucks. Now, obviously, the 1500 series truck is going to drive just a little bit smaller, probably a little bit better in that regard on an everyday basis if you plan on using it just as a commuter vehicle to and from work, picking up the kids, stuff like that. It's obviously not as tall, so kids getting in the back seat or just yourself without running boards getting in and out of the vehicle is just going to be a little bit better. And if you guys don't follow the channel, then you'll know I actually had a 2023 Silverado LT with the 2.7-liter turbo that I created a bunch of videos with. I'll go ahead and throw one up in the card in the corner. But as a whole, I lived with that truck for about 5 weeks. I am not a truck person, but I could appreciate at least the overall driving dynamics in terms of the brake feel, the handling. It was on all-terrain tires. The overall power output from the 2.7-liter turbo was very good. So I was actually surprised at how good the half-ton truck drove, considering I really don't ever drive trucks and prefer smaller vehicles in general. But I definitely understand why these are everyday vehicles for many people, because they need a vehicle that can do just about everything reasonably well in overall comfort. And this truck definitely did all that. Now, when it comes to the heavy duty or 3/4 ton and larger pickup trucks, these are just going to drive more beefy. I've never really spent a ton of time with them out on the roadway, but I know they do ride a little bit firmer in general. They're going to drive larger. They have a worse turning radius. The overall maneuverability is just going to be worse as a whole compared to this truck. So you should just expect that going in, that you will compromise or make some compromises in the overall driving dynamics, the overall maneuverability, but you will gain substantial payload and towing towing, like I mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, which is the trade-off you're willing to make, I guess, if you're going towards this truck. So I think that's going to do it for this comparison. My overall thoughts are this: like I mentioned, if you need an everyday vehicle, everyday truck that can do just about everything in tons of comfort, really I'm surprised at how comfortable these half-ton trucks are, then this is probably the way you want to go. Now, like I said, if you do need an occasional heavy hauler or plan on towing a lot near the maximum capabilities of these trucks, then I'd probably step up to the heavy duty over there, just because the towing is going to be much more effortless in that regard, even with the gasoline engine. And then for 2024, you do gain the 10-speed automatic transmission versus that of the former 6-speed that was paired to the gas 6.6. And this truck will come with the 8-speed if you get the 2.7-liter turbo 4-cylinder, or a 10-speed if you do opt for any of the V8 options. So those are my overall thoughts in terms of these two trucks. I am surprised again how close the pricing is going to be between the two. Really, you are within $1,000 if you do get the V8 option in the half-ton, which a lot of people do. They still do like the 5.3 liter over the turbo 4-cylinder. I really didn't mind the turbo 4. It has tons of power, moves around the truck really without any issues, and can tow really the same amount that the 5.3 liter can, without the max tow package, of course. But nonetheless, some people do still like the good old-fashioned V8, which you can get in this truck, and of course that truck comes standard with it. And if you do stick with that 2.7, you are going to have a little bit more of a price difference between these two trucks at just under $4,000, as comparably equipped as possible. So still relatively close given the overall price point is well into the mid $50,000 price point for both these two trucks. But then again, it's up to you guys which one you guys think will suit your lifestyle best. And let me know down in the comment section below which one you would pick and why. Or did you realize how close in price point these two trucks were if you were to equip them here in the LT trim level as closely as possible? Again, I really didn't. I thought they would be much more far apart, more like the $5,000 to $7,000 price range. But again, you are within $1,000 if you do get the V8 here, at least in this LT trim. So with all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As always, let me know that information down below. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. As always, subscribe if you guys are not already subscribed, and make sure to check out some other videos I have here on the 2024 heavy duties, both the Chevy and GMC versions, as well as videos on the 2023 Silverados. I do have other trim comparisons with the trucks and stuff like that. So make sure to check all that here on the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.